Hello friends, good morning and welcome to this new class. We know we are remembering or we are studying about the various means of transportation, and today we shall focus on airways or air transportation. In this modern world, air transport has become so important. It has reduced the distance and we are able to cover any far distant places within a short time. So that has made the life and the time very important for the human beings. So you can take page number 88, that is see in detail. Page number 88. So the air travel today is the fastest, most comfortable and prestigious mode of transport. So today air transport has become the fastest and the most comfortable. If you travel through the road, there will be a lot of traffic jam may be there, lot of gutters may be there, it will be shaking and traveling. But in the air transport, it is fast, it is comfortable, and it has also become a very prestigious. For a rich person to travel by road may be very uncomfortable or may not be according to his prestige. So if he goes by aeroplane, everybody will expect that a rich person or an important person to travel by air. So that it becomes an issue, a prestige issue as well. So it can carry very difficult terrains like high mountains, dreary deserts, dense forests, and also long oceanic stretches with great ease. So if you travel by train or road, we can't make road and railways everywhere. Through the forests, through the mountains, through the deserts, and so very difficult to make. But for aeroplane, it is not a hurdle at all. It can travel through anywhere because it is traveling through the air a very high distance. Therefore, it does not affect at all. And think of the northeastern part of the country, marked with the pressure of big rivers, desert, dissected relief, dense forests, and frequent floods, and international frontiers, etc. In the absence of air transport, and air travel has made access easier. So just think about the northeast India. What is the specialty of northeastern part of the country? There are many mountains. All these are mountainous regions, and it is very impossible to think about having railway here because of the high expense to make the railway through the mountains. And roads also, we can't go straight, and we have to go round along the mountains, round and round, and we have to travel so many extra miles in order to cover up certain distance. But if it is because of the presence of the air transport, we are able to go straight and reach the place. So the mountains and the rivers and the international boundaries, all that is not going to affect the airways. Therefore, it has made life for the people living in the northeastern terrain has made it very comfortable. Then the air transport was nationalized in 1953. On the operational side, Indian Airlines, Alliance Air subsidiary of Indian Airlines, private scheduled airlines and non-scheduled operators provide domestic air services. So it was in 1953 that this air transport was nationalized. It was made under the government. And on the operational side, Indian Airlines, that is by the government, then Alliance Air, that is subsidiary of Indian Airlines, that is also under Indian Airlines, then lot of private scheduled airlines and non-scheduled operators provide domestic air services. So these are the airlines that are providing domestic service within the country. And Air India provides international air services. So before there was two nationalized airways were there, Indian Airlines as well as Air India. So Indian Airlines was meant for providing national service or domestic service, and Air India was meant for providing international service. Now both are merged together and we have only Air India. We don't have Indian Airlines anymore. It is merged with Air India. So we have whether it is a domestic service or international service, it is managed by Air India. Then Power Hands Helicopters Limited provides helicopter service to Oil and Natural Gas Corporation in its offshore operations to inaccessible areas and difficult terrains like the northeastern states and the interior parts of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. So we also have got helicopter services, especially to the interior places of northeast and the states like Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand and so on. So we can underline which is the company that is providing helicopter service to interior places of the country, especially in the north and east. What is the name of the company? Power Hands. That's the name of the company, helicopter company. Power Hands company, Power Hands Helicopters Limited. You can underline the name of the company that is providing helicopter service. Power Hands Helicopter Limited. And Indian Airlines operations also extend to the neighboring countries of South and Southeast Asia in the Middle East. So earlier, though the Indian Airlines, it was meant for domestic service, it was giving service to the neighboring countries as well. But now, as I said, it has been merged with Air India. Then air travel is not within the reach of the common people. So earlier we said it is a prestige issue because mostly the rich people are the one traveling by helicopters because it is very expensive, and therefore it is not within the reach of the common people. The common people will find difficult to procure the tickets to meet the expense of the air transport. And it is only in the northeastern states that special provisions are made to extend services to the common people. So, in the northeastern states, it is providing service to the people because there are no roads, no railways, and so even if it becomes costly, the people are forced to use it because they have no other means. Traveling by road means it will take such a long time. So, in order to meet all the emergency purposes, the people of northeast are forced to depend on this helicopter service as well as other airline services. So we are really able to get the benefit of this air service, the fastest service, so that the emergency works can be done, it can be carried out through this air service. So these are the end, that is we come to the end of this transport. Now let us come to another topic, that is communication. The communication. Ever since humans appeared on the earth, they have used different means of communication, but the pace of change has been rapid in modern times. Long distance communication is far easier without physical movement of the communicator or receiver. Personal communication and mass communication, including television, radio, press, films, etc., are the major means of communication in the country. So we know everyone communicates. Even the animals and the birds, they also communicate, which we do not follow. So human beings, we know we need different means of communication. Birds and the others, they don't have any other means, only their own way of conversation. But human beings, we use different means of communication. Those who are in front of us, we can speak face to face. Those who are over the other place, faraway place, we can communicate through phones or through mail, or if somebody wants to communicate to the entire nation, we can use radio, TV and so on. And also other means of communications are the newspapers. Then we can make film and communicate an idea to others. We can send messages and so on. So when we open the TV and so we have a lot of information as well. Apart from the news, we have a lot of information about health situation, information about the various things that are happening in different parts of the world. So all these are means of communication to reach the things that are happening or the events that are happening. It is to be reached to the other place. Then we can underline which are the means of mass communication. Mass means a large number of people. So if you call phone, it can go to only one person. But if you want to inform to the many people, mass, then we have to use like television, radio, press. Press means newspaper and other printed materials, and also films. All these are called mass communication means because it can communicate to a large number of people. Then the Indian postal network is the largest in the world. So all the times we were mainly depending on post office service. Before the arrival of the mobiles, we used to heavily depend on this postal service to send the letters, to send the telegrams, all that, to communicate with another person. And that was very slow. It used to take many days to reach, and then from there they will send a reply and it will reach to us. And so it used to take such a long time. And the Indian postal network is the largest in the world. May not be now, but those days. And it handles parcels as well as personal written communication. So if you want to send some parcel also, if you want to send some gift to somebody, we can send by the post office. Or if you want to send some personal communication like letter, that also is possible. Those days used to greet the people on Christmas or other important days in the year. We used to send greeting cards to those people by post office. So all those were completely over by now. Hardly anybody sends greeting cards through post office. Everybody is sending through mobile, through internet and so on. Then cards and envelopes are considered first class mail and are airlifted between stations covering both land and air. So they used to carry by aeroplane to the far distant places means. The second class mail includes book packets, registered newspapers and periodicals. They are carried by surface mail covering land and water transport. So which are very important, like envelopes and other letters which are very important, which are considered as the first class mail, it will be carried by aeroplane. And other things, parcels like magazines, newspapers, books and so, it will be carried by surface mail, that means on the road or on the street. And to facilitate quick delivery of mails in large towns and cities, 6 mail channels have been introduced recently. So in order to speed up the mail service, there are 6 channels and they are called Rajdhani channel, Metro channel, Green channel, Business channel, Bulk mail channel and Periodical channel. So they will classify the materials that we are sending and accordingly they will send it by different channels. So it will be faster according to the category of the mail which needs to go faster. It will be sent by the like Rajdhani and so that is much faster. Then do you know till March 2010 548.32 million mobile connections were in India. Make a comparison with any other country of your choice. So if you take the Data according up to 2010, in India already 5048.32 million mobile connections are taken. So people who were depending on this postal service, now suddenly for them this mobile connections are available. That was 10 years ago. Now it must be triple. So now almost every person is using mobile. Almost all the members of the family, they have their own mobile. Therefore communication has become very fast by now. Then India has one of the largest telecom networks in India. Another means of communication is by telegram. And India has got a very large network. And excluding urban places, more than two-thirds of the villages in India have already been covered with the subscriber trunk dialing telephone facility. So it is called STD. If you want to call from one district to another district, we have to call STD call. And there is a code number will be there, and we have to dial that code number first, then put the telephone number. That was the system. Now that is mostly used in the landline phones. Now landlines are hardly used, only for official purpose it may be used, but all the other cases people are using mobiles. Therefore STD and so is hardly used now. Then in order to strengthen the flow of information from the grassroots to the higher level, the government has made special provisions to extend 24 hours STD facility to every village in the country. So in order to make the people to communicate with each other, doesn't matter where they are staying, from one corner of the country, maybe in the rural area to the metro area or in the town area, it is possible because government has made this STD facility available every part of India, all 24 hours, whether day or night, people are able to call. Therefore they are able to contact with the people other parts, living in other parts of the country. And there is a uniform rate of STD facilities all over India, and it has been made possible by integrating the development in space technology with the communication technology. So the rate that is to be paid when we use STD, and we have to pay little higher charge than the local call. Therefore all that has been made it possible because government is using the technology, the space technology or the communication technology. With that we are able to reach out to others, able to make the connection possible every part of the country to everyone in the living in different parts of the country. Then as I said in the beginning, the mass media that is more communicative to such a large crowd, to the mass. Then mass communication provides entertainment and creates awareness among people about various national programs and policies. It includes radio, television, newspapers, magazines, books and films. So what are they doing? Mass communication. It provides entertainment. One thing that is doing entertainment like films and other comedy shows in the TV and so on. Then it creates awareness about among the people about various national programs. So the programs that are arranged in the country, the plans of the government, everything is made known to the people through this mass communication media. And all India radio, or it is called Akashvani, broadcasts a variety of programs in national, regional and local languages for various categories of people spread over different parts of the country. So every state has got their own radio stations, and the programs are arranged or conducted in their own dialect so that the people can understand it better and they will come to know. Because there will be newsletters in common languages throughout the country that is telecasted from national capital, but after that every state has got its own telecasting in their own local dialects, so that way people are able to be united, able to be connected together by these common programs. Doordarshan, the national television channel of India, is one of the largest terrestrial networks in the world. So another thing is Doordarshan, that is also the national channel, TV channel, and that is in the world we can say it is one of the vast terrestrial networks. So this Doordarshan channel has reached out to far and wide in different parts of the country, and so since India is geographically large and the population wise also is large, therefore more people are using this Doordarshan channels, watching and getting information about the government programs and other informations, and so therefore it has become the largest terrestrial network in the world. It broadcasts a variety of programs from entertainment, educational to sports, etc. for people of different age groups. So this Doordarshan, they give a variety of programs. Sometimes there is entertainment like films and other comedy shows. Sometimes there is educational programs are there. Then sports are there in order to entertain people of different ages. So for children, for youngsters, for all people, everybody has got different programs in this Doordarshan. Then India publishes a large number of newspapers and periodicals annually. So now another mass media is a newspaper. In India we have so many types of newspapers in so many languages published, and they are of different types depending upon their periodicity. So there are different types of newspapers are there, and depending on their periodicity, some are daily published, some are weekly published, some are after 2 weeks, or some are after 1 month, and so it is different from period to period. And they are of different types depending upon their periodicity. And newspapers are published in about 100 languages and dialects. So newspapers will find it is published in every part in different languages. In India we have so many languages are there, and more than 100 languages are there newspapers printed in the local dialects as well. Did you know that the largest number of newspapers published in the country are in Hindi, followed by English and Urdu? So, the largest number of newspapers published in India, in which language? Hindi. Hindi newspapers are the largest number of paper printed. Second number is the English, and third one is Urdu. So these are the three languages which has got more number of newspapers. And India is the largest producer of feature films in the world. It produces short films, video feature films, and video short films. And the Central Board of Film Certification is authority to certify both Indian and foreign films. So India also has got a lot of films published. If you we have so many film theaters are there, and almost every TV channel is giving films every day. There are only movie channels are there. So in the world we can say India is the one of the countries that are producing the largest number of films, and there is a board is there for checking before publishing or before screening it. They have to get certificate from this board. They will watch this film and they will make sure that this film is good, not creating a lot of violence, sex and so on. So they have to get certificate from this. Which is the organization giving certificate? The Central Board of Film Certification. That is the board, that is authority which will watch this film and say, okay, this film is okay, you can show to the people. So unless they get this certificate, they will not be able to show to the people. They can be punished, and so if there is too much of unwanted elements are there means, so they have to, the producers of the film will have to approach this society in order to get certificate and then show it to the people, publish it to the people, release to the theaters and so on. So we shall wind up for today, and we will come again for the next day to take the last part of this this lesson and also this text, this geography. So thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.